Every morning, over 200,000 men and women in BC wake up before the sun. They drink their coffee and make their lunches and spend moments with their loved ones before walking, busing, or driving to work. These are carpenters and joiners and plumbers and electricians. They are sheet metal workers and heavy equipment operators. Construction and skilled trade workers build our city. They are the heroes of growth and prosperity for our economy. They are people who love what they do and are proud of their work. They sacrifice family time for overtime and put their lives on the line every day that they're on site. Their work has meaning, blue-collar work that requires passion, common sense, and patience. These are the construction workers of my province, and I want to talk to them. I'm Mike Olton, your host of the Working World of Construction podcast. You know, it's going to be my job every single week to get people out of their hard hats and into the hot seat to talk about all issues pertaining to the construction sector, whether it's skilled trade workers, contractors, safety professionals, even upper management. I'm going to ask the questions and get to the bottom of issues to hopefully find solutions to all the problems right here at the WWC podcast. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. My name is Mike Olton. I'm your host of the WWC podcast. Today, we're filming from an amazing place called the Fountainhead Network here in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. And my guest today on the podcast is Harvey Fishman. Harvey Fishman. You know what? I'm going to let Harvey tell you about himself. Harvey, tell everybody what you do.
Hi, I'm what they call a technical placement agency,
AKA
Mountain Crest Personnel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what I do is I supply technical personnel for engineering, manufacturing, trades, construction, and management positions in the Lower Mainland and Western Canada.
Nice. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing this for over 25 years now.
It's a good chunk.
Started off originally as a recruiter for contract work,
mm-hmm.
which is very difficult to find good quality people.
Mm-hmm.
Did that for about 18 years. Got fed up with it because I felt like I was working as a pimp. I was selling bodies. You know, it's funny, but that's the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these people were very, they had no ethics,
mm-hmm.
you know?
Well, it was a different time back then.
No, it's still the same. You know, like if somebody comes to them and they offer them $5 an hour more, they will be working for a company getting paid very good money, but they'll jump and leave you stranded and leave you in a situation where you're supplying somebody for a contract and the contract becomes dead.
Yeah.
Right? And it's very difficult to be able to replace people. It's very hard today to be able to find anybody with, let's say, 5 years plus of current working experience in a particular trade or engineering discipline or manufacturing position. It's hard to find management people because the whole area has been saturated. Most of the good people that are working are currently employed and they don't want to make any moves.
Well, like the phone call you just had.
Like the phone call I just had.
While we were sitting here, Harvey actually got a phone call trying to place a job, and this guy was in a position already that he was working for another company, and he even said if the deal could be better, he might move. Otherwise, he's fine where he is. So this is becoming. And I mean, he sounded like he was an older guy. He wasn't a young, 20-year-old guy.
He is an older guy because I'm looking for somebody senior management, a senior mechanical engineer.
Yeah.
specializing in material handling and heavy industrial equipment, manufacturing and stuff like that. And it's very difficult to find people because the older generation today do not have anybody to replace them.
Okay, so what is the difference between the older generation of workers and today's generation of workers? Because you hire people of all ages from all types. Like, what are you finding is the big difference?
The big difference is the younger generation today don't want to get their hands dirty and they don't have any ethics. Not like the older generation.
So work ethics.
Mm-hmm. The older generation always worked hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the younger generation is living the way they're living today because of what their parents did.
Well, is it maybe though because, when you go into a job site, there's maybe twice as many people as there used to be, or do you find that there's less people on the site? Like, are the guys not working as hard because there are more people on site working?
No.
So they don't have to?
The problem is that there aren't enough people working to be able to do what's necessary for, say, construction companies, like what you're working in, the area we're talking about, the trades. I believe that every single person that has certification in a specialized area should have an apprentice working with them to be able to replace that person when they retire. This older generation has gotten to a point where most of the seniors are retiring and there's nobody to replace them.
Yeah, it's something like over half anyways of the skilled trade workers and people in construction, etc., are starting to consider retirement. So what are companies Harvey's a headhunter. So, we don't, is that wrong or am I right by saying that?
I don't like the word headhunter, but I do that for companies that ask me to approach somebody working in another company.
Because that's a skill in itself.
It's unethical for them to approach that person themselves.
Yeah. Are guys like you in your position, are those guys done? Like, when I say that, like there is a level of ethics when it comes to hiring and obviously bringing in other people. So,
yes.
So do they look at you as like, you're the guys going in to do the dirty work, like the wolf in Pulp Fiction? Basically, it sounds like though that this is the hiring process that has become necessary now for companies. Like, what are companies asking you to do?
Okay, look, like I mentioned, I worked in the contract industry supplying people.
Yeah,
but since the company closed, I ended up buying it, and I have only been doing full-time placement. Full-time placement is an area where there are people that have the experience you're looking for, and they have the amount of years required in the industry working for one specific company, showing that they're not going to be jumping around, which is happening with the younger generation today.
Yeah, the attention span.
You look at resumes coming from younger people. They're 6 months here, 1 year here, 6 months in their place. They don't know what they want yet.
Yeah.
The people I'm looking for are people that have been working in companies or the same company for a minimum of 4 or 5 years plus. Those are the people I want because I know that they know they will get a better paying position if they come and work through me.
Is this hard to find right now?
Very difficult.
So what is the quality of laborers that you're finding right now? Like what's happening when you hire a guy? How long
I might get 100 resumes a day.
Yeah.
And I might talk to 3 or 4.
Wow. That's really low.
Okay, because most of the people that apply to me don't know how to write a resume properly, or they send me just a generic resume, which doesn't highlight their skills.
But you help them with their resume.
This is what I do for anybody that wants to talk to me.
Yeah.
Okay? If they're coming from a company and they've been working for the company for long term, say 4 years, 5 years plus, the same company, they specialize in a particular area, and it's an area that I'm looking for, I will talk with them. I will only work with them if I believe that they have the experience. Because I've been doing this now almost 30 years. And questions that I ask, I can spot somebody telling me something that's not true right from the start. And I will not waste my time.
Interesting.
Okay?
So so when people are looking for jobs, obviously, you know, the old way, I remember sending in resumes myself. You would lie a lot and you know, you'd pump up your resume to make yourself look better.
This is what I do. I help them pump up their resume.
Yeah.
But it's the truth.
Yeah.
What I help them do is rewrite their resume as a technical resume, specifically towards that job position, which highlights all the skills required by this job description. I try to get people with a minimum of 70% or more of what the company's actually looking for.
Yeah.
Because when I send the resume, I'm basically a gatekeeper for that company. I'm working privately for them.
Yeah.
Right? And most of the companies that I submit a resume to, if it's coming from me, they'll interview the person.
Interesting. All right, we're talking with Harvey Fishman. He's a job placement specialist. You've been doing this for a lot of years.
Technical
Technical
job placement specialist.
So what kind of talent is getting hired now? So what are the big jobs in the big industries that are really coming in looking for your services?
Well, like I said, I deal in engineering, manufacturing, trades, construction, management, heavy management positions high up in companies, very technical areas. That the people have to have the experience. If they don't have the experience, they can't do the work.
What percentage of the applicants that you get are female?
I would say maybe about 25% come to me, they're female, but a lot of them don't have the experience required for more senior positions.
So management positions.
Because they haven't been given the chance to be able to do this type of work.
Interesting. So in their previous job experiences, like in their previous jobs, they haven't really moved up the ladder, or do you find like they don't stay in the jobs very long? Or is it because...
No, it's not that they don't stay, because a lot of them will stay in the same company for long term.
Yeah.
It's the company that's not letting them build their experience to be able to replace a senior that's going to be disappearing.
Why do you think that
or retiring. I mean, you know.
Why do they do that?
I have no
Well, I mean,
idea.
you've been in the industry for decades.
Well, like I said,
why?
you know, I've talked to you about this here situation years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying for the last 20 years, because I came from a technical school.
Yeah.
I came from a French technical school where all my courses were in French, and I was English, and I was the only English guy in the school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and the thing was that it's, what am I trying to say here?
Well, I mean, you know, there seems to be a real disconnect here with females in the trade industry, in the technical industry. Yeah, there's a reason why they're not getting into management jobs. They're you know, it's obviously
they're not being given a chance.
It's the old boys club,
you know, like
type thing.
Like I said, anybody that's certified, a tradesperson, an engineer, a designer, anybody with any technical skills should have an apprentice working with them right now, because these the senior people today are going to be retiring, and there won't be anybody to replace them.
Okay, so that's a good thing to actually go into, because it seems to me that this could be something that's missing from companies. How many companies that you do placement for actually have in-house apprenticeship programs that take on people and and train them from within to put them in these diminishing job spots?
I can't answer you that.
Do you ever ask them? Like, do you ever?
I will not ask them that, but that's not up to me. It's
Yeah.
up to them. You know, they should be bringing in these people and give them a wage that's above minimum wage, so that they should be sticking with the company to learn what they're being taught by the person that's over them, who will be teaching them the trade and how to do things.
But it seems you work with a lot of companies, so it seems like a lot of companies don't adapt this kind of thinking.
And that's the problem. Even in the construction industry, what you work in, right? Anybody that's in a management position should have a junior working with them, so that this person can understand what the hell's going on when you say, "Oh, you got to do it this way."
Yeah.
There's always a reason, right? And this you learn by experience. And if you can't learn it by experience, you're going to learn it in the field, but it's very difficult.
Yeah, because I've always thought this. Most of these kids or younger people who go to school to learn these apprenticeship trades, like they go and take these school programs. They don't stick with it because school's so damn hard. There's a lot of studying. There's a lot of grade expectations. You have to achieve a certain level of success in these things, so they drop out.
And then you got to work. Say it was a trade. You got to work for 4 years to get your red seal.
Yeah, to get your ticket.
Or your certification. And a lot of people don't want to work that long to get it. This is a faster way for people to end up getting their tickets if they're working with a tradesperson right from the very start as an apprentice, right? Because it's on-the-job training.
Yeah.
And it'll get to a point where that senior person will say, "Now you've been with me so long, you've seen the way I do it. This is the next job. You're going to do it. I'm going to watch to make sure you're doing it the right way." How many times will somebody do something right or wrong?
Yeah.
But you got the guy right there ready to tell them, "No, you're doing it wrong."
Yeah.
Understand the reason why.
All right. I'm talking with Harvey Fishman from Mountain Crest Personnel here in beautiful Coquitlam, British Columbia, one of the best places to live in BC.
No. I'm sorry.
Are you in Burnaby? Oh, you're in Port Coquitlam.
My office is in Coquitlam.
It's in Coquitlam. Yeah, we're in Port Coquitlam right now. Yeah, obviously. So in the construction sector, how many companies are using your services, hiring guys, and how many of those companies retain the services of those guys? Are you finding that there's a big, is there a retention problem when it comes to workers? Like, are these companies calling you and say, "Hey, this guy we hired, he lasted a couple months. We need another guy." Is that happening often?
No, it's not happening at all.
It's not happening at all.
No, these construction companies are not doing anything like that, looking for people.
They're not calling you.
They should be talking to people like me, for me to find.
So you're not getting calls from construction companies?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Can you place?
I have a bunch of construction companies I work with.
Yeah.
They keep calling and asking for certain types of people, but these people aren't available. The trades have been basically filled with the people that are available, and the junior people don't want to even get their hands dirty to even learn.
Interesting.
And that's a problem. That's a major problem.
But you have a great network.
But I mean, eventually we're going to have to bring in people from overseas to replace these tradespeople.
Okay, so this is also something. You don't deal with anybody other than Canadians. You only hire Canadians.
I will not work with any people that are not a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident.
And why?
Or they have to be. Right? They have to.
Is that just because of hiring practices?
No, because the problem is that I supply people for full-time work. Okay? I have hired in the past people on a visa.
Okay.
That have been here on a visa.
Yeah.
Right? They had a 2-year visa. and the company hires me to hire this person. I was not confident in hiring the person in the first place, but I ended up doing it, and they ended up keeping the person for the 2 years. Then that person went to apply for their Canadian citizenship, and the government
of Canada
said, no, you have to leave.
Interesting.
Now, this company has paid me a finder's fee to find this person. Now they're angry at me because this person's leaving because of the government of Canada, which I have no control.
Yeah.
So this is one of the reasons why I
sounds stressful.
Stay away from people with work visas.
Yeah, that sounds stressful.
It's very stressful.
So, but it looks like the forecast for construction, skilled trade, technical positions seems like going out of the country is going to be bigger than it ever has been. Hiring foreign workers seems...
I would say probably in the next 5-10 years.
So how do we get around that? Like, I mean,
start bringing in these apprentices for all these people right now.
So what? Start attacking kids at a younger age, getting them in.
It's unbelievable what's happening out there. You know. Can we cut for a second?
No, just whatever. I mean, like, you know, it's a fair question because this is where construction is going. Construction, we're hiring outside of our country at a phenomenal rate. It's becoming more. I mean, I had a friend from Mexico who is like, there's a lineup of people trying to get into Canada because they know there's so many jobs here. And eventually these companies are going to have to say, you know what, maybe we stop looking at our own kids who don't want to work or you know, can't work for whatever reasons, and we have to start giving away a lot of our jobs. Like, is this a dangerous practice for companies?
Well,
like, I don't know. Like,
it's a dangerous practice because, first of all, there's a language barrier. I mean, every day I get resumes from all over the world.
Yeah,
I cannot talk to anybody that's not living in Canada or who's not, you know, a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen.
Yeah,
I will not talk to them.
Yeah,
because I'm wasting my time as far as I'm concerned, right? And it's very hard to be able to even check their references because I'm not going to start calling overseas. I don't speak the language.
Yeah. Well, no, but you don't have to. But I mean, you know, we're an equal opportunity country, and you know, just like women and just like, you know, other nationalities from other countries, there's an equal chance for everybody to have a job. You agree, right? Like we're an equal opportunity.
I agree, providing they have the experience. And requirements needed for any of the positions I advertise.
Yeah.
I mean, I advertise all my jobs in www.cpodcast.ca under Mountain Crest. Okay, I got about 130 something positions. I'm looking for quality people, and it's very difficult to find people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe the practice now and in the future for companies will be, well, if I do take in this worker and I give the opportunity to a foreign worker, might only have them for 3 months, but I'm going to get quality 3 months out of them.
No,
maybe they have to adjust their
companies will not deal with me if it's only for 3 months. They're looking for full-time placement.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a waste of money for them.
Yeah. Well,
it's just like me hiring the person on contract.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll put a markup on their hourly rate. If I hire them for $25 an hour, I'll charge $35 an hour.
Yeah.
I'll make $10 for every hour they work.
Yeah.
But and then I got to bankroll them. I got to pay their salary every month.
Yeah.
Or every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to have the cash in my account to be able to cover theirs.
Wow, sounds like a lot.
It's not worth it.
Sounds like
it's not worth it. You know.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, we're going to wrap this up. I really appreciate you talking about this because this is really interesting. You know, a job placement and placing people in position in technical or skilled trade positions is harder than it's ever been. You want to close up with anything?
Yeah, I just want to say that if anybody wants to call me, please give me a call, 604-377-9055, and let's talk.
Yeah.
I might be able to help you get a much better paying position.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you have it. I mean,
and also closer to where you live.
which everyone likes, which means more family time, which means more
time, less traveling time.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Less gas cost.
Yeah, which is another big thing.
Another big thing
companies are dealing with. I was talking with Harvey Fishman here on the WWC podcast. You can get a hold of Harvey, bcjobs.ca. You can go in there and see any of the Mountain Crest Personnel positions.
Or look under Mountain Crest
mountaincrestpersonnel.com. And you can talk to Harvey yourself. Harvey, thanks for having this interview with me.
Pleasure.
Yeah. All right, we will see you on the next episode. See you later.
Are you stuck in a job that's not paying for your level of expertise? If you specialize in the fields of engineering, manufacturing, trades, and construction, then we're the company for you. Stop wasting time searching the internet. Mountain Crest Personnel has been placing skilled workers in higher paying positions for the last 20 years. Send your resume now to harvey@peakpeople.ca. So what are you waiting for? Let Mountain Crest Personnel find your higher paying position now.